About to abuse it, distribute the music and start seeing blue streak. Granny thought I was gonna be like my daddy though. Up in the school, I was never on all around. I was the OGs rolling dice playing with dominoes. But then I'm going right back on my business, dropping the music. It's solid dependent. I don't plan on quitting until I see a million and tell all the haters I finally did.
Tell me all the things that you know about. Don't wanna look it up, wanna hear from you. And even though I don't know what you're talking about, I know that every word that you say is true. Tongue-tied, the new close talker. Close call for anyone listening. Tongue-tied, the new close talker. Close call for anyone listening. Glass clowns and funeral marches. Cats call the moon night monsters. Tongue-tied, the new close talker in half-time.
If I were to boil down Ranking of Kings to a single phrase, everything, every aspect, every theme, every episode, all of it, I think the phrase would be don't judge a book by its cover. And that is in reference to its plot, its characters, its world, and most importantly, and most obviously, its art style. Now, besides, this anime coming out at the same time as the final season of Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer Season 2, I think the main turnoff for most people from watching this anime is the art style. When most people see the art of Ranking of Kings, they kind of see this Ghibli-esque or this like great value Ghibli type art style, which is true. That's the art style of the show. And I think because of that, a lot of people assume that this show is for younger audiences. Because it looks kind of goofy, it looks kind of a little bit like a kid's coloring book, I guess, would be another way you could describe it. But for those of you who think that it might be childish or not for older audiences or for kids, I would like to direct your attention to this living pair of black Air Force Ones. This man woke up today, strolled into this village, and the first woman he saw, he slit her throat. Just dead. She wasn't even a character. She was just a civilian. She had nothing to do with the plot. She had nothing to do with his goals, his dreams, his hopes, his desires. Absolutely nothing. He just woke up and decided, you know what, this bitch gonna die today. And then he proceeds to murder half the town and all the town guard because this man is a walking, breathing menace to society. And he's not just your cliche villain either. He's surgical with it. Like, he aims for wrists, throats, and tendons. Those are his targets of choice. And then he'll watch his victims bleed out while giggling to himself. I wish I was joking. I'm not. This is his character. That's the first time I saw that shit, I was so absolutely gadzooped. This shit did not make any sense. So yeah, I'm just this shit is not for kids. No. If you show a child this, you're a bad father. But no, this show covers a lot of heavy stuff, and it's also incredibly violent. And I do believe I actually have an explanation for the art style itself. After watching all the episodes of Ranking of Kings, I can tell that the reason they went with this art style is because the art style is supposed to be a reflection of how Boji sees the world. He's a child, but he's also not stupid. He sees the world as this fantastical place full of potential and beauty, but he also knows that the world is cruel and dangerous and cold and literally filled with demons. I mean, look at this guy. This nigga looks like just a whole fucking barrel of laughs. God, that is horrifying. So you'll actually notice as the series goes on, the art style like shifts, and it's almost like doing this dance between childlike wonder and happiness versus nightmares and cold reality. But it never really favors a side. It's always like shifting back and forth. And of course, this anime is animated by Wit Studios, so when niggas start squabbling, niggas are squabbling. Straight kerfuffling, if you will. The animation on these fights is so clean. They're able to sell impact so well. Like Wit really is a top tier studio. They be doing some magical shit sometimes. Like it all looks good. Now that we've talked about the elephant in the room, you know, the art style, we can now talk about my favorite part of the show, which is honestly the best part of the show, the writing. This plot is one of the most ugly, bloody, depressing, heartwarming, kind, and beautiful stories I've ever been blessed to see. I mean this when I say this. This is a truly special story that's being told here. It's one of the few times I can say that I have been unable to predict any direction that the story is going in. It is both incredibly real while being incredibly insane. This story could go from heartwarming memories of a boy and his half-brother and stepmother and the memories he had as a child and how their dynamic and relationship has changed as he's gotten older, to genocide in the same episode. But it never feels out of place. Like the pacing is so well done that like even when it goes to those heavier themes, it doesn't feel like it's overshadowing the previous more lighthearted part of the story. It's like, again, it's kind of like the art style itself. It's bouncing back and forth between childlike wonder and happiness and nostalgia and self-love and shit like that to just absolutely terrible war crimes and just horrible actions done by humans and literal monsters, because this world is filled with actual demons like we've already seen. Man, the plot of this anime is so good. It makes it incredibly hard to talk about because anything I say could be a spoiler. So I don't even know if I want to give a basic rundown. The characters in this anime are some of the most human characters ever written, period. I mean, in books, TV, cartoons, anime, these guys and gals and demons and monsters and ghouls are some of the most human characters I've ever been blessed to see. Their motivations and reasons for doing what they do are so complex. And a lot of times, because of the complexity, they intersect with each other. So you'll have niggas plotting within plots and scheming within schemes, and then it all comes to a head at certain points, and then there's niggas that double down on behaviors, there's niggas that apologize for previous behaviors, there's niggas that are just confused, there's niggas that truly want good shit to happen, but like the way they're getting there isn't exactly the best way, so like other people whose plot like intersects with them and they're like trying to bring them back to like reality. It's insane. Like you'll see a character do some shit and you'll be so mad, but then like the show will reveal a huge context bomb and it's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like just, you know, oh, it's a bad guy and he has a sad backstory. No, it's not that. It's literally just how complex the motivations are. It's amazing. Like no one, it makes it really hard to tell who's friend or foe, which is something that I really enjoy about the series, because you could go from hating a character one day to absolutely loving them the next day. Like, I'm being absolutely serious. Like, I mean on episode to episode basis, because every episode the characters are evolving and the plot is moving forward. There's absolutely no filler in this anime. It is just straight story. Even when you don't think it initially, maybe for like the first 5 to 7 minutes of the episode, it'll do something. It'll be like, this is how it ties back into the main narrative. This is how this character is going to develop. This is how his motivations slightly changed. Are they going to apologize for the actions they took here? Are they going to apologize for thinking this way? Or are they going to double down? Or are they going to adapt? Or is something they did causing a negative side effect that they didn't want to happen, so now they're gonna try and fix a problem that only started because they had this certain idea of where they needed to be? Like it feels so real. It feels so real. It's crazy. It's insane. I love it so much. The best character, of course, is the main character, Boji. Boji wants nothing more than to be an excellent king for his people. That's his dream. You know, it's almost like typical shonen when you think about it. The problem is that Boji is physically weak and seemingly can't grow any stronger no matter how much training he does. He's also deaf and mute and can't technically properly communicate with anyone. So the question then becomes, what do you do? And that's why I like Boji so much, because Boji is the physical, well, I guess not physical, but the animated embodiment of the struggle. This boy got all this shit stacked against him throughout the entire series. His strength of character, intelligence, emotional intelligence, all that stuff, acrobatics, movement, all that other shit is A1. But that boy ain't got no strength. But he doesn't let it stop him. He keeps training. He keeps grinding it out. He keeps trying to figure out solutions. And then when he gets blocked, he tries to find out more solutions. And people look down on him and talk shit about him. He's got adults trying to assassinate him. He's got demons trying to assassinate him. He's got fucking other kingdoms trying to assassinate him. His own court might not even be on his side, but he doesn't let it get to him. Clearly, it's taking a toll on his psyche. He never lets it stop him. And while you know, most of us may not know anything about being deaf or mute, I think we can all relate to that. We can all relate to the world seemingly shitting on you, or, you know, grinding it out for some shit and it's just not working out. But you know, that stopping is just not an option. Not if you want to achieve your dream. And that's what Boji embodies. That's what he does. And then this boy is fighting tooth and nail for an inch, a centimeter of a W. So when you see him do some shit like this, it hits so much different. It hits so different than from almost any other shonen I've ever watched, just because of the amount of investment and character growth they put into him, due to the fact that he can't technically grow stronger, due to the fact he's just stuck at being weak for reasons I will not spoil. He can't grow stronger. And he doesn't let it get to him. He's still 100% set in his ways. From the beginning of the series to where we're at now, which I think is like episode 16, he is dead set on becoming the king. And the way he finds the solutions to those problems, to those issues, the way he has to think outside the box, the way he has to adapt to pretty much rolling a critical failure on the most important parts of being a king in this world anyway, which is physical strength. It's so awesome to watch. And just seeing how the world treats him, but he doesn't let that change how he chooses to see the world. And through that, that's how he gains allies and friends and people that trust him, and how he gains supporters. He gains support and popularity due to the strength of his character. His character and his intelligence, his emotional intelligence, how in tune he is with his environment, which leads to all sorts of shit. His enhancement of his other senses due to pretty much his nerfs. He uses whatever he can even somehow find as a silver lining or an advantage to his advantage. And he'll use it to the maximum of its potential. The absolute, he'll run that shit into the ground. But that's what makes him so cool, because he stays struggling. That boy has no easy wins. Even when it looks like he's winning, he's probably losing. And that's what makes him such a good character. It's the same reason why I like characters like Spider-Man. This nigga never has a good day, but he doesn't let it get to him. He still be out here trying to make friends, trying to see the best of people, trying to make sure that the world doesn't turn him into a cynic or someone who's negative all the time. And that's why Boji just hits different than other shonen protagonists. And that's why Boji is better than every character in Attack on Titan. And he nerfs your favorite universe. Boji versus Goku. Goku getting fucking slapped, nigga. This show is absolutely worth your time. And if nothing I've said in this video has convinced you so far, I'm just gonna beg. Please watch at least the first 4 episodes. I'm asking 1 hour of your time, 1 afternoon, 1 lunch break, whatever. Please watch the first 4 episodes, because I guarantee by the end of episode 4, you're gonna be locked in, because that's when I really locked in. I thought that the show was gonna be all right, but episode 4 is when I locked the fuck in. I'm telling you, give the first 4 episodes a shot. I'm begging you. If I'm wrong and you think the show is absolute dog shit, doo-doo butter, after those first 4, you can come back here, talk all your shit. I don't care. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't, do it anyway. Don't be a fucking hater. I got rent to pay, you know what I'm saying? Like, help a nigga out. It's Black History Month. Like, what, are you racist? Are you racist or something? Are you racist, dog? You don't like black creators? That sounds kind of sus, nigga. Bye.